Hello, my friends. Today I'll be doing financial mathematics for you, particularly formulas. I'll be trying to show you how to select a correct formula. Now, in financial mathematics, what we are actually interested in, because financial wealth is all about making money, we are interested in how interest is being charged. We are interested in how to save and when to save. Now, let me start by saying we've got two types of interest here. There are two ways in which the financial world is charging us interest. Now, number one is what we refer to as compound interest. When we define compound interest, we say compound interest is whereby interest is calculated based on the balance at the present moment. That is very important. Based on what you have or what you owe, we would charge you interest at that particular moment. Now, which formula to use? When you are saving money and it is growing and the interest is compounded, or they say interest is added on a reducing balance method, that means it is compound interest. Now, in compound interest, we use this particular formula, nothing else, provided the amount of money that you saved grew into something which is bigger than that. This is accumulated. This is principal, what you have. And after they give you the interest, how much you would be having, which is more than that. Now let's go through each component. This is accumulated amount, the new amount that you get based on your principal amount. That is interest rate in percentages. That M there is number of times in which interest is compounded per annum. If it is compounded monthly, it means M would be 12. If it is compounded quarterly, it means M would be 4. If it is compounded daily, M would be 365. Now, the M here is exactly the same as that M. Then you've got the N here. N is for the period in years. How long you are saving this money? In years there. Now, the next one, we refer to this as growth because your money is growing from this into that. The next formula under compound interest is this one. When do you use this one? If you happen to save money or purchase any asset that is losing value, that is depreciating, this is the formula that you must use, provided it is depreciating on a reducing balance method. Remember, reducing balance method means compound. Now you will use this formula. This is your accumulated. This is your principal, like in the first one, interest rate in percentages, that is period in years. and very important, in this formula, we are able to calculate two things: the book value of an asset or the scrap value of an asset. That was compound interest, where interest is charged based on the balance at the present moment. Let's move to the second type now. The second type is what is known as simple interest. What is simple interest? Simple interest is whereby interest is charged based on the original amount. In the first one, we said it is based on the balance at the present moment. In the second one, it is based on the original amount. Now, the formulas that we use, it is A, which is equals to P into 1 plus IN. Remember now, we said interest is calculated based on the original amount. It means it would never change. It would stay the same. Hence, when you look at this formula, you will see the equation of a straight line. Now, A is accumulated if the amount is growing. P is the principal amount. I is the interest rate in percentage. N is the number of years, period in years. The first one, it is when the amount is growing bigger than this one. In the second one, when this amount is now being reduced into that, meaning that A will now be less than P at a certain point, you use this one. We also refer to it as decay. Okay, folks. Now, this is what you are supposed to know in as far as interest is charged or interest is added. Now, moving on, remember that the I here and the I there is actually what we refer to as nominal. It is the quoted rate. Why? Remember that in this one now, your first month, the balance that you shall be having would be slightly greater than what you have actually invested or what you have actually borrowed. Now, when that is happening, it means come to the second month, the interest rate would never be the same as, the interest to start with won't be the same as the interest that you accumulated in the first month, because your balance now, A, would be bigger than P. Now, it means in your second month and the other months to follow, the interest would actually be more than what you got in your first month. Now, how do we check that? What do we attribute that into? Folks, remember now that I said this one was nominal interest rate. Now, there is what we refer to as effective interest rate. The more the balance is growing here, the more the interest is also growing. Now, I'm now talking about effective interest rate, which is in grade 11. In effective interest rate, there is your nominal interest rate, which was quoted to you. It is still the same as that M there and that M there. Number of times in which interest is compounded per annum. If it is compounded monthly, it would be 12. If it is compounded quarterly, it would be 4. If it is compounded semi-annually, it would be 2 and 2. Now, what does this formula help you with? It helps you to account for that more money that you would have made there than the anticipated amount. That is attributed into effective interest rate. Now, to convert, you need to be able to convert to effective from nominal. You take it there to there, or you convert from effective to nominal. The most important thing that you should know is the fact that effective interest rate will always be slightly greater than nominal interest rate. Then you should be able to do your mathematics in whatever question that we are asking you. You should be able to do your mathematics correctly. Now, another thing that I must tell you is the fact that we use these two formulas if what we put in is not going to be the same every time. What do I mean by that? Suppose that I invest a once-off 50,000 rand. I said once-off. It means I'm going to put 50,000 rand into that account once. Or if it is not a once-off, I can deposit 50,000 and come back after some time and deposit 10,000 rand and come back after maybe some more time and deposit another amount. That is when I know that nothing else but depending on the type of interest, I must use these two formulas. There is what we refer to as annuities. First of all, let me define an annuity. An annuity situation is where equal amounts are paid at regular intervals subjected to an interest. Let me repeat again. In an annuity, equal amounts are paid at regular intervals subjected to an interest. I'll continue with that later on, folks. Thank you.